Want to take your camping to the next level? Then why not try glamping? Welcome to RV Glamping Adventures, where you can have a little glamour with your travel adventures. Please join your hosts, Neal and Kathy, as they share RV glamping information, RV park reviews, product recommendations, and so much more. Here's Neal and Kathy.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of RV Glamping Adventures with Neal and Kathy. I'm Neal.
And I'm Kathy. So we've had some cool stuff going on lately, Neal.
Yes, we have.
We are published authors now.
Kathy wrote an amazing article for the RV Open Road magazine.
Yeah, make sure you go check it out online. Just you could Google that, and there's I think this is their third edition.
It's a great online publication.
They contacted us. I don't know if they found us through Facebook or from our podcast, but I don't know, a couple months ago they contacted us and they wanted to have us do whatever article we wanted to do. So I came up with the top 10 glamping must-haves.
Yes, and it's awesome. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you. So go check that out and enjoy. And today we're going to talk about something we've been working on. At the beginning of the year we were discussing, and I think in one of our shows, it actually came up recently. Somebody Facebook messaged me or maybe Twittered, I don't know, but they asked us where we're at.
Isn't it called tweeting?
Tweeting, Twittering.
Twitted?
Yeah, they're I don't know. But people were wondering where we're at with something we talked about at the beginning of the year, which is getting into looking at buying a diesel.
Yeah.
So we've actually been doing this sort of behind the scenes, and I thought we better come out and start talking about this.
I think something that happens to us is every time we go on a vacation, and we love what we have, and I think we're very grateful for what we have.
Yeah, let's just start by saying we are so grateful to have
very grateful.
Our coachman. We love it. It's
a great thing.
Started in the Winnebago, ended up in something else that, didn't work out so good for us, but that took us to where we are now.
Correct.
And in our encounter that we love, like we've had it for 3 years now, we really love it. But we're in a place now, I certainly don't want to sound like now we want something else. But we have some goals. Like our whole life, we've had goals. One of our goals is to continue to RV and go further, and it makes a lot of sense to us to kind of move up a model from the gas to the diesel.
Well, and I think there's a natural progression that occurs too. We started RVing. We had 4 kids under 15.
Yeah,
right?
Something like that.
So you have 4 kids under 15, and we went to a Class C because we thought that was something that would work with us, with bunks.
We thought it was going to last forever.
We thought that would be our forever RV.
That was our forever RV.
That lasted about 3 years until they got to be in their 6-foot tall area.
Yeah, and over. Our kids are up to 6'4", some of them, and so we outgrew that. And we've done some other shows and some blogs on that and the process of that. And we moved up next into the Class A model, the gas model. That was something that we thought we could, we could afford, and it really addressed the needs.
It hit all the boxes at the time.
All the boxes we had, and going forward, we thought.
Absolutely.
And so we've been in a Class A now for 5 years. 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
So, and we're just in this place of, let's just start by saying, this is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about us. Well, we're researching getting into diesel, but I want to make it a little more global than that. I want this to, inspire you to think about, okay, am I ready? What RV do I want to get into? Or maybe you're already in an RV model and you're looking to move up a size, or maybe you're thinking of moving down a size. So these are the things we sort of want to inspire you to think about.
You're basically saying you're looking to right size.
Right size.
Because I think in some ways what we've been doing with our
whole lives.
Well,
really.
Absolutely. But this is going to be one of those things that it's really right sizing the model for us. It's finding something that ticks all of our boxes and we're able to, use now. Because the way going forward, trips have changed. Even with us, we have bunks in our RV right now. Our kids are getting too big for the bunks.
They're getting too big. We noticed that this last time. Our 2 older ones, now the older one doesn't live with us anymore. When we went down to go visit him in Florida, he slept on an air mattress that we had. And
then he stayed in his apartment the rest of the time,
came and went a little bit. And the second oldest that comes along with us, he's in his second year at college. He's like 6'4", so he gets the pull-out couch, which is like a queen size. Mm-hmm. And the other 2 are, nearing 17. And he's about 6 feet now, and he can hardly, he's starting not to fit this bed, the bunk beds. And they're not like kiddie bunks. These are more like adult size.
But they don't make the mattress very sturdy.
They're not comfortable sleeping
No.
space. And then our daughter Olivia, she's 13. She's almost 5'7" already. So they're getting cramped in this. So it's something we've noticed, in the last year. This has been happening, but
Exactly.
we're definitely there. And I think we can go further a little bit longer. But when we go on these trips, we tend to start thinking about, okay, I think it's because we pull back out of life. The great thing about RVing or any vacation is you step out of your lives and it gives you a chance to think and plan and make goals. And that's where we've done our best goal planning.
Yeah, it used to
is
always
on these
be-
trips.
It used to always be about work. That's a lot of our goal planning was about work.
In the past,
In
yeah.
the past. And now it's not. Now it's about how do we enjoy life and move forward and keep enjoying life.
Yeah. So, this isn't okay, we here we are. We're lucky enough to have this RV. We do appreciate it. We
Absolutely.
always live in gratitude, and we're really,
Very,
just
very grateful.
thankful for what we have.
Yep.
And this is something we don't have to have. We don't have to have an RV in our lives. We want this.
Absolutely.
And it's something that we work really hard for, and it's our goal. So for those of you that can understand where we're coming from, this show's really for you to think about, okay, how does this fit for me? And I love, to share with you guys what we have going on, but I wanted you to apply it to your lives too. This is this is a very personal thing.
Absolutely.
Quite honestly,
This is
everybody's
an
got their
incredibly
own
personal choice.
Yeah, everybody's got their own camping styles and vacation styles, and
Our
this
list
is ours.
might not work for you guys.
Yeah, but we're hoping to at least get you thinking about it.
Absolutely.
So on this last trip that we were gone for a week and a half down in Florida, we were just, actually, I think pretty much the last few trips we've gone on, we've done a lot of thinking about what would we get next.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing if you don't have an RV, you don't really know even where you think what the list is going to be. And there's great lists out there. Google, what should I look for? Blah, blah, blah. They're great to start with. But I'm telling you, as soon as you get into that first RV, you start going, oh, I did need this. No, I should have had more of this. I should have had more storage or this, that, or the other. And you don't know that until you're actually living in it.
Well, and I was having a conversation in the office the other day with one of our patients, Lavelle. He was talking about,
Lavelle, a good friend of ours, dying to get into RV.
dying to get an RVing. So he's telling me,
We talk about it a lot with
I
him.
can't wait. I'm going to go to the dealership. I'm going to have these conversations. And I'm like, yeah, but did you think of things like sewer hose? He looked at me like, huh? I'm like, or the water source, huh? There's things I said, oh yeah, you've got to get chairs and tables and all these other things that you really, nobody gave me the checklist or Kathy the checklist. This is what you need.
No, it's a journey within the journey
So, and
to figure it all out.
I told him, if you need help, give us a call. We'll absolutely help you. Or else just go ahead and, you'll find out when you're out there.
Yeah. But I think it's really important to do your research. And in the past, I would say some of our, certainly when we got into the first RV, even though I did some research, I feel like that was kind of hasty. I don't regret it.
I knew nothing about
But
it.
we really jumped in head first and learned as we went along. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that goes for our friend Lavelle.
Yes.
But if you can learn from other people and your own experiences, obviously that's the best way to go. So we've done that. We know that our next step for us, for our family, and even just for Neal and I going forward, just as a couple, because these kids are growing up, we're really thinking ahead. And
the amount of people going on trips with us changes.
it changes all the time.
All the
Some
time.
trips it's all of us. Some trips it's three of us.
Yeah.
So
and some trip it's going to be two of us.
right. And so we're really trying to be versatile going forward. I guess our goals could change in the next 5 years, but we're kind of at that, edge of the cliff, I guess you could say.
Precipice.
And
Like
you're ready. I don't even know what that means.
It's a big word.
Well, not really.
It's like the edge
not
of the
that many
cliff.
letters. Okay. I'm going to say edge of the cliff.
Yes.
And we sort of know where we're going. At this point, I could say, here's where, and I think you're in the same place. We're both here's where we want to go. Let's be as versatile as possible because we're hopeful that the kids will keep coming with us, whoever can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we want versatility
Yes.
in the next RV. So we thought we'd just sort of share with you guys, okay, look, we're in the research stage. It's happening.
Totally research stage.
And we want to really make a smart, informed decision.
We want to make such a good educated choice this time.
We're going to think the heck out of this.
But, we're also, for us, we're looking at it with 7-8 years of knowledge
Yeah.
behind us, where we didn't have that in the beginning. And
No.
actually, I think even going to an A, we really didn't have that as much. It was we had a couple of years of experience doing it, but,
Well, then and again, getting into, even though it's a Class A diesel, it's different. Diesel
It's
has
different.
some different
Oh yeah.
attributes to it. So we're going to have to really more power, but we're going to have to really think about. I mean, more comes with them, so they're just a little higher end model.
Yes.
They're a little more costly. We're definitely looking to stay at the lower end of that. I mean, I've never wanted to have to live to pay for the place I live in.
But one of the ways, I mean, do you want to say how you can do that? What we're thinking about doing?
Well, why don't we just get into? I guess the best way to start is like, here's our wish list.
Okay.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about, for us, one of the ways you can actually save some money on these kind of things is if right now it's 2016, some dealerships have 2015s on the model.
Right.
So you're able to save a couple $1,000s off of that.
Yeah,
Because people want to
I
get rid of
think
things.
we're not as interested. We should say this too. We're not as interested in the used.
No. Not for
I'm
us.
looking for last year's model.
Correct.
I mean, and right there, you guys got to, look at the models. When you look at the 2015s of anything and compare it to a 2016, there is sometimes not even any difference,
no.
but you're going to save thousands of dollars.
And sometimes tens of thousands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Going used, you'll save even more. I don't know that for something I want to really make it last 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I want to start off with a used model.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways of looking at it. When you have a used model, somebody's taking the depreciation, but they've also used it, and any bugs have been worked out of it.
Maybe.
On the other hand,
I don't know if I trust that.
Taking our experiences that we had with the used, it's sometimes bugs are put into it. And no, not really bugs, but there was an issues with it. And and that's moving on. So I don't know, maybe I'm a little gun shy.
Well, and we're looking to travel a lot and go miles.
Put miles on it. Yeah.
So I don't know that for us, for somebody else, a used model is a great idea.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially if you're thinking of doing a lot of local camping. Mm-hmm. We're looking, I mean, ultimately this thing is, we wanted to take us up to the Yukon and Alaska. We're
in New York when we want
Northwest.
To go to California.
Yeah,
so.
We have some miles to put on. So I don't think it makes a lot of sense to go used with miles to start with. I'm more interested in last year's model. Yeah. I even do that with our cell phones. So it's just sort of what we do. I think it's buy older, save the difference.
I guess, yeah.
I'll go with that statement.
Yeah.
Used, you can also save tons. Yes. But for us, that's sort of where we're going, coming from in our research. So why don't we get into, all right, we're going to just give you our absolute wish list. And I think it's important to say, you can hope for everything. And it's really just, this is what's been guiding us through looking at different models. And you're not going to get everything. But if we can check off most of the boxes, we're going to be happy campers.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. So we're looking at it, we've broken it down into a couple different ways. Starting with the outside, because you got to start somewhere, right?
Right.
So first off, it's going to be a diesel for
right.
us. So that's on our wish list. I like something called a tag axle. So that's the two axles in the back. So
which I just think I hear ka-ching, ka-ching.
It's a little expensive, but this is a wish list.
Okay.
So, and you don't always need a tag axle, of course, but a lot of the times when you have the tag with the two wheels in the back, it helps with turning.
Is it like a stabilization
thing? It stabilizes.
Thing?
It's a more comfortable ride.
Okay.
So there's a lot lot with it.
Really, is it such a big difference not to get that in a diesel?
The other thing.
This is something I'm looking at other aspects. This is something you always focus on.
Well, I don't want to be boring with this because I can do that. But when you start looking at like gas and diesel you get air brakes, air ride, shocks are different, engines in the back. It's quieter ride.
That's a huge feature for us.
Right?
Huge feature for us
compared to gas.
When we drive the gas model, it's incredibly noisy.
It's loud.
I also find
engines
the wheel,
up front.
the wheels, the turning wheel is a little. I don't know. It has a little give in it.
There's some give, but it's not as stable but it's way better for us driving than the Class C.
Well, sure, yeah. And I love driving it. I love being up high like that and seeing
absolutely.
over. But like the drive, I imagine the drive. We have yet to go out and test drive these, but I imagine the drive. I've heard that it's a little more. I don't know. There's not as much give. It's just a little smoother ride.
It's a smoother
and
ride. Quieter, and you have the air brakes, and I think also a lot of them.
So the tag axle, you feel like that will take.
That helps with the stability in the ride, yeah. But I also think too.
But I just feel like that will add a lot of cost.
It does add a lot of cost.
Right.
So to me, it's a wish list, but not a necessity.
A necessity.
But also, when you're looking at a diesel too, you're looking at most of the diesel models that we look at go from 340 horsepower to 400 horsepower.
Right.
So that means it's easily taking the mountains.
Yeah.
You have more stability in
That's
the mountains.
something that, especially when we're going down south, we go through West Virginia, and that's always lots of fun.
In the gas model.
In the gas model.
If anybody takes a Class A motorhome or even a Class C, you rev up some massive RPMs.
Even when you're in cruise control, you'll be going up a hill and you're ahead of the trucks and you're doing well, and then it goes vroom, and it just like everybody hears it. It's a little startling.
So
it's startling, and you just think, boy, this has got to be hard in the engine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No doubt.
And that's a good thing that you said. With us for a wish list, gas engines are great, and they're great for a lot of local stuff, and a lot, they last for. I've heard. Now, I don't know. Everybody's different. But I've read one article one time that said you can get about 100, 150 miles on a gas engine. And then I've read another thing saying...
150 miles.
150,000. I mean, that's a
wow.
crappy engine, 150
Yeah, I'm looking
miles.
at you like, no, that's not what you
No.
mean.
But 150,000 miles. But also, if you're looking at a diesel, you can go 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 miles easy.
Well, and that's the other aspect of right there, besides
Durability.
getting through some mountains easier, the durability of it. It's going to last longer, and I believe it retains its value
It does retain
a
its
little
value,
better than
yeah.
the gas models do. So this is where we're coming from on this, and why we're researching the heck out of things. Okay, so what else on the outside? Now, this is some family requests.
Yes.
A huge request.
Huge request.
I don't know how we've lived without it, is a TV on the outside.
Entertainment
System. That's
I don't know.
I don't,
That's
and
from the
they're
kids.
typical. I mean, they're even standard on some
Yeah, a
gas
lot of
models
times
now.
they're standard.
Ours does not have that. So, and I can't. I don't even. I mean, maybe that'll be fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't enjoyed the sitting outside watching TV. If I'm outside, I honestly want to just chill out, and we usually have a campfire going.
Yeah,
but
it's quiet time.
right now, like if our oldest joins us on a trip, he's sleeping in a tent outside. He loves the idea of being able to sit out and watch some TV.
Okay, but there's something now. If anybody has a TV
just trying to make
outside-
everyone happy, I guess.
Well, and we'll try. And it's a wish list. But I've got this thought.
Okay.
If you're on the TV outside and you're down, say, Florida, where there's known
Think
to
of
be
the bugs.
big bugs
I
that get
know.
attracted to light.
Well, I don't know about that. We haven't had this problem
I
before.
know. I mean, you're watching, say, I'm picking a show and I've never watched it, Hawaii Five-0, and splat, this thing ends up on the TV.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway.
But if anybody has one, let us know if you
We
like
took
it.
requests from the family, and this was the top thing. So, all right, so that's one thing, but I do think those kind of come standard. We're looking at 3 to 4 slide outs. We'd love one full wall on that
Yeah,
if that's
with another one on the
possible,
other side,
and then
yeah.
another opposing, just to give us more space. Because, like we said, we could have up to 6 people, maybe more, coming to visit. We don't know. We're thinking ahead to, we've got 2 older sons that are of the age that will probably be, getting into more serious relationships
5
soon.
years or so, you never know.
One of our trips, one of our son's girlfriends came with us, and there was 7 of us. So we're looking for more space and maybe a couple tents.
Yeah.
And, this is a way that maybe even if once a year as these kids get older, like that we can all get away together. Neal and I will continue to travel. But, we're thinking of that. So, again, the
or they
versatility.
could meet us. You never know where we'll be and how life takes you. They could meet us somewhere.
Yeah. So to have the room for a bunch of adults,
Yeah.
that would be really great. And maybe some kids down the road. I don't know. What else? What else is on our list?
This is something that we talked about, too, is a darker body paint with a gloss finish.
We have that now. We like it. We
It's
just
just
like
nice.
to
I don't
continue
know why.
with that.
It
Yeah.
looks sweet.
It doesn't look as dirty.
Yeah, that's true.
It hides the bug splatter. Maybe not on the windshield,
We've
but
had your classic white RV
yeah.
with the white and
Shows
green.
everything.
Yep. And then we also had a more of a beige. Remember that
Yeah,
one had
yeah.
beige, and that was nice.
And
but
I like the darker
I do
beige.
like the darker.
I mean, if we're going to make a wish list, it just has more pop
It's
to
a
me.
total
They've
wish
got some
list.
beautiful body paints out there, and that
Yeah.
just, I don't know, it sort of draws your eyes to it, and that's just,
And then I'd like to get our
Something more
car
appealing.
painted in that. No.
oh, jeez.
Okay. Well, I was pushing.
Okay. Pushing it too far. What else?
Well, an awning with an LED lights. I
love that.
really like that.
We always glamp it up and put lights around, around the
But it would be
RV
nice not to
site.
have to climb up on the ladder.
No, yeah, that would be nice not to have to. I think we'd still put
We'd
those
still put
dangly
more
lights on the
yeah,
end of the
yeah.
awning, but this would be one that was like up in the
Yeah.
upper corner, whatever. Not
I think it
corner.
just looks nice to
Along the
light up
RV.
the whole area.
Yeah, just to give you some good light outside of your RV. What else? One of the other things we thought, if we're looking, is underneath in the storage area, if they have a pull-out cooler.
Yeah,
That
we've talked about this before in a couple of
Yeah,
our
we have a
shows.
portable one right now, and it's been really useful. It'd be nice to have a little, especially for our longer trips, that we could keep it in like a freezer kind of
Yeah.
thing, or fridge.
Or a refrigerator
just
for
for
drinks or
right,
whatever.
just additional space
Yeah.
for drinks and things
And
like
food.
that too. Just it's on the list.
Well, and going with that, we also would love enormous amounts of storage.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
We have a lot. We bring our golf clubs. We bring
We have beach stuff.
stuff.
A little there's chairs for outside the RV. There's beach chairs. There's the carpet.
tables,
several
2
tables.
ladders.
Vacuums. Blah blah blah. I mean, there's so much stuff.
Oh.
And then all the glamping stuff. We have little statues.
Our
We
Mickey.
have Mickey. Well, there's more than that even.
Yeah,
We
there's
have
a lot.
flags. We have
Yeah.
Easter. We have a lot of different holiday decor
Mm-hmm.
now. It's just collecting more and more.
And we bring an extra air conditioner with us.
We bring an air conditioner with
So-
us to
and
go
a
in the
tent.
tent. A tent is in there, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm noodles to swim. We
Mm-hmm.
have everything you could because we don't want to have to go and buy this stuff. We've even taken along the paddle boards. We've taken. I mean, there's so much stuff
There's
in there.
so much.
Ladders. Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
when
Hoses.
you have a lot of storage, you're going to use it all.
You do,
And
you
we
do.
have.
So we would definitely need lots of pass-through storage, that kind of thing. We have a lot now,
Yeah,
so I
we have
wouldn't
a lot
want
of
to go
storage.
down in size
No,
at
no.
all. I
But-
can't imagine you do in a diesel the size we're looking.
I would also in speaking of storage, the drawers that come out so
Yeah.
everything's really accessible.
You could organize
Because
it.
sometimes, I'm getting older. That hurts my back.
Yeah, well, you would know what you have, and sometimes I don't even know what's in stuff. You could at least pull it out and see it.
Actually, it doesn't hurt my back. I hit my head on
You
the
do.
slide.
He has a lot of head,
Yeah.
marks in his
I've
head.
got almost
from-
like a scarred head. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, what else?
Well, easily accessible fuel tanks.
Oh, boy.
Now, for our RV that we have, that we love, the Class A motorhome, the gas tank's in the back. And I love...
Every time, can I just say, every time we stop for gas, I'm driving it up. You're in the back, further,
yeah.
just to get it to line up so we
Yeah.
can.
So you
pump
hose
the-
reachers,
Yeah, so
basically.
so we can get the gas in there. So you're looking for something more like mid
Well,
distance.
a lot of the
or-
diesels that are they're out now have, on each side of it, have a gas.
What? You could go either side.
Either side, and so that's kind of nice too.
Yeah.
So you're not in that I've got to go, to line it up perfectly. One thing that we found the last trip too is we went through Flying J's RV only. Lane.
That's the way to go, folks.
That is huge.
I don't know
Huge.
why we haven't done that more than we
I don't know.
have.
We've used the app before to go to it, and then I think we were like, well, let's just go to this place because it's closest. And I think we should.
Never again.
No,
That's
it's
the way to
amazing.
go. That made it so easy, and
Yeah.
just to turn around and get back out on the road.
But to have a fuel tank on each side.
Yeah, just to give you some
Yeah.
options. That
That'd
makes
be
a lot of
nice.
sense. Okay. And, a big thing for me is I think, and I'm a little bit jumping into the interior design, but I would really like the entry exit way door or whatever up front.
which
You
is
see
in
them
the
on
diesel.
diesels all the
Yeah.
time. So in the gas models, they'll have a door sort of, I don't know, a third of the way back or
Yeah.
so. And typically it's a step down so people can fall.
I think it's actually
And-
behind the front.
It's
passenger
always
rail.
behind, and maybe there's a table or chair or something there, and then boom, there's that, and then maybe there's a couch or something. But it's something you can fall into, and it just takes up space. Like there could be something else there, it's totally not usable. I don't know why they can't do that with the gas model as well. I swear, if anyone is out there listening that is in design for RVs,
Please,
call us.
please
We want
call.
to talk. We have so many things.
We want to
would-
be in your focus group.
we want to be in the focus group. I think, from what we've heard from people
Mm-hmm.
and our ideas, we have great ideas to take RVs into a whole direction. I think that would make a lot of people happy.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Sometimes
naming
I wonder
names.
the flow of the RVs.
Some of these RVs, the
Oy.
designers are missing it.
Totally.
Some of them, not all. I mean, some guys have great products and stuff, but there's just a flow. It's almost like they don't do it.
Well, yeah, I think if you really know how it needs to be set up, if you're an RVer.
If you're an RVer,
And I
yeah.
gotta wonder if sometime, then there's some great I'm totally not trying to
Not
brushstroke
bashing.
here,
No,
but
no.
there's some that you're like, why is the TV at the back of the space and the couches and chairs are up front?
Yeah.
Like, why do I have to look past the kitchen and the dinette table to see the TV? I'm, 25 feet away. This doesn't make sense. Or there's one that the TV comes up at the back of the couch.
Behind the couch.
Behind the couch.
So how do you watch it?
What
You
is
can't.
that?
You can't.
No.
It's just like,
and it's like,
we've got
ooh, look
empty
at what
storage.
we got here.
Let's
yeah.
shove a TV in there.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I don't know. So anyway, call us, email, whatever. Okay, so what else with the exterior before we jump inside?
Oh, it was still.
Well, you definitely want
I
like a rear bumper.
Well, I like
rock
the rear
guard.
bumper rock guard, but we talked about.
Oh, this is your thing.
I love this dual pane glass. So dual pane.
Plane.
I do this a lot. Anyways,
Yeah.
dual pane glass.
Mini strokes.
So instead of, in the RV we have right now, it's great, but it's single pane glass. And I think most RVs have single pane. And dual pane, much like your house, would be more of an insulator. So, if it's cold, we were stuck one time in a windstorm in North Carolina. It was 40-something degrees. And
I can
our
think
RV
of 5 different times being in New York City, and it was freezing cold, the air was just. We may have been sleeping outside, and it was like in the 40s at night.
In a single pane glass, you
Single
can just
pane,
feel right
yeah.
through it, and also
so
condensation was an issue.
It limits condensation's an issue, but it also limits, how much you like. We want to travel a little bit more in the winter, and into early winter and early spring, and it limits you because it's not warm enough.
And also, when we go down to Florida in July and it's 90-something degrees, dual pane insulated windows would keep the heat out.
Oh yeah,
as well. So the air conditioner's not running as much, and you want to keep your air conditioner.
Exactly.
So
then we were talking before about rear bumpers, rock guards, those kind of things.
Rock guards are
that
great
could be
thing.
add-ons, but hey, it may be something they could throw.
Especially for
That's a
your towed
cost.
vehicle. Yeah, but you want a nice one so it doesn't mess up your tow vehicle.
I know. Well, that's true. Yeah. What else? Is that it? Pretty much a really good generator.
Yeah, really good generator. At least an 8,000 watt generator. That's what we would love, I think.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Our
Does that cover...
That's our outdoor wish list.
Outdoor wish list. All right, let's go inside. We talked about the door.
I think now would be a good time to take a break, though.
Oh, I get you. I'm so excited talking about this.
Right?
Let's stop and take a quick break, and we'll get back to you.
My RV Destinations. It's a site you can use to rate RV resorts, campgrounds, attractions, restaurants, and more. Let fellow RVers know where to go and what to do while they're in town. It's an excellent resource for all RVers. Check out myrvdestinations.com.
Colton RV creates fantastic memories that will change your life forever. Have you dreamed of getting into glamping in your own RV? Colton RV can help you take that step into the future with a new or used RV. Talk with a Colton RV team member online, by phone, or in person and see hundreds of RVs, from tent trailers to motorhomes and everything in between. It's all about great selection, unequaled service, and low prices. Open late at 2 convenient locations, one in Tonawanda and one in Orchard Park, New York. Now is the time to see the future at Colton RV.
And we're back. We're talking about our RV wish list on the inside now.
Yeah, so we're looking again we're doing our research for our diesel. The other important thing to say here is our timeline.
Yes.
Our goals would be, we're in research mode right now. We're going to be ready because we're going to be taking a couple weeks off straight through in June, July, and then coming back before our next trip. So we're looking to sort of for me, I think for you too, we're kind of thinking anytime after that. So between my timeline would be like July through this time next year.
Right.
So I'm curious to see, when you're doing your research on getting into your next model or into your first model, time of year is really important. Like sometimes towards the end of summer, there's some good sales. Definitely into winter, so January could be a good time.
We had gone to the RV show and talked to Steve. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, they have great sales different times throughout the year, so you have to do your research. So I guess I'm going into, now I'm not ready. I'm in research mode.
This is total research. I think when you're trying to make a very good, educated decision, what ticks all the boxes and works well for us, research is very, very important. And I think a lot of times these can be an emotional buy for people.
Right.
I think it has been for me.
And it has been for us in the past. Yeah. And there is an aspect of that, of course, because this is what we enjoy so much out of life.
I love it.
But the other aspect, too, is you need to save for your, you need a down payment on this. So for us, timing is important. You've got to be sensible. I mean, we could jump right in and then, take out all our savings, or are we going to go away for 2 weeks to Florida, have that in the bank just in case, then come back and start thinking about it and have all the information we need with us. So we could go in informed and with the check.
Well, and when you go to a dealership to buy it, too,
they're hot to buy.
After the fall, they're really hot to buy.
Or hot to sell,
Hot to sell. Probably around Christmas, November, December, January. They're probably...
I don't know. I'm going to I feel like a lot of it is you do all your research and then the right thing happens.
Totally, yeah.
And you got to go a little bit with your gut and feel out, well, we'll get to this part later because we've done some other research beyond just the models, but just talking with different dealers.
So what else do we like on the inside?
What my favorite part is the inside of the RV.
Oh, well, that's it.
So we talked about simple thing is such as the door placement.
Yeah,
where it is in our gas model, wasting tons of space for either a couch or a cupboard or something. So having that up front by the passenger side is awesome. The layout we love. When we sit in the RV right now, and we love it.
Love it.
But the flow is something that we talk about all the time, because the way we look at this diesel we're going to get into, our goal is to be full-timers eventually.
Yeah.
And it's not just going to happen overnight. We're going to be doing a lot of travel, and extending our time away, a couple weeks here, 3 weeks there, another week here. So it's our other home. So the flow of it's really important. And our surroundings, we want to be comfortable in our surroundings. So that's why it's really important to us. So the flow is something I know for you, and I'm on board with this. Tell them about what you love about the flow, how it has to be.
I love a front kitchen. It means everything to me for some reason. One of the first models I ever saw that had a front kitchen is probably one of my favorite models to this day.
And they don't make them anymore.
They don't make it anymore. But the idea of having everything
Well, tell them what it is. You're leaving them hanging.
The Winnebago 39N.
The Journey.
Winnebago Journey 39N.
That was probably one of the first RVs we saw looking at a Class
diesel,
A, and it was a diesel. Yeah. But the layout was amazing.
It was great. This
and
one had bunks
it stuck
in it,
with it. Yeah. We're talking beyond that now, but that left an impression on us.
It did. It was a front kitchen, so everything's up front. You could have dinner and everything up front, all the cooking, and then right behind it, much like the Forest River Georgetown Black Diamond that we were in on the HGTV show, that had more of a kitchen up front, a middle living area with TV, couches, multiples.
I just feel like, for me, I enjoy design, and I enjoy a little bit of some feng shui.
Oh,
and
yeah.
space,
you do.
The space has to feel right to me. And I feel like some RVs, like we were talking before about some of the design to it, they can be kind of bipolar. Like it's so confusing, a little bit confusing for ours, that you walk into the middle of it, and there's
a couch
in front of you. There's the dinette and the kitchen, and they're lovely they're beautiful finishes.
Great.
And then at the end, not near the couches or anywhere that's really easy to sit and watch TV, and you do that in the RV.
Yeah.
Is the TV down at the other end. So, and there's other RVs that are like that the flow just feels very dysfunctional. So for us, that's an important thing, and it needs to make sense.
That makes a lot. I mean, honestly, how many times have I gone in there to watch I've gone up from outside to inside, and I watch the kids. Somebody's sitting at the dining room table trying to watch TV. Somebody's got their head twisted around them trying to watch TV.
One or two people on the couch, and that's not comfortable at all.
No.
And we turn around the captain's chairs. Yeah, it's just for a bunch of us to sit and watch TV. It's not easy. I mean, even think about it, Neal. If it was just you and I sitting in there watching TV, it's at the other end of the room.
It's not really comfortable.
And again, there are bigger things in life, of issue.
Yes.
But if you're sitting there, you're like, this could be better and this could be better.
Yeah.
Like, who designed this?
We want to sit down, right?
Yeah, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So we like that division of rooms to somewhat, that feel of a division of space. So I guess you could flip it around and I'd be just as happy too.
Well, yeah, I've seen that too.
Because then you can also incorporate the captain chairs and passenger chairs, turn them
of
around,
sense too. Yeah.
and there's even more of a living space. But then again, where do you put the TV? That's why I kind of like that.
Not behind the couch.
Not behind the couch, and I don't know if that we can't really watch it up on above the dashboard, because then you got the captain's chairs turn around.
Yeah.
So what makes more sense to us is the kitchen up front, the family room space with something of the TV, maybe a fireplace. Doesn't have to be, that's not an important thing.
Now that they're making are L-shaped, which is really
that
nice.
Would be our favorite. We definitely, and here's where the versatility comes in. Ideally we love an L-shaped couch with another couch. I've seen this layout, and that would be great. So what we're looking to do is get away from the bunks. We mentioned before the kids they've outgrown them. So we're talking more pull-out couches for these kids.
Right.
And young adults and adults. So if we had the L-shaped couch, a lot of those turn into beds. An opposing couch turns into either a jackknife, which is about a good full-size queen almost.
I mean, it's bigger than the bunks.
I know.
And the mattress would be much more comfortable.
It'd be much more comfortable for them, but I've seen actual pull-out couches. And then with the dinette, we would want some flexibility. We're looking at two things, because honestly, if we eat, we're going to eat outside.
Yeah,
Or
or we
maybe
go out.
we'll do we go out to eat. So the dinette could be ideally, we've seen very large U-shaped dinettes,
Yes.
which would turn into a really, these little dinettes are good for 4 and 5-year-old kids.
Right.
Let's be honest. When you turn those into beds, they're for toddlers. But I've seen larger, and with these U-shaped tables, with actually not just a little coffee table to them. Like here, you got 6 people. Like this is where we've said with the designers.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a bigger table, and you could put 2 plates on it.
Oh, we've seen them. It's like,
Yeah.
what are they thinking?
But I've seen now that if somebody's listening that they
Yes.
have a bit of a larger table, and 6 adults could certainly sit around it. What a great size bed that could. So we'd have 3 beds.
And they go to like the more of the boating models, so the table actually pushes down.
Yeah.
You move some cushions, and you've got a bed.
And then you've got storage beyond that
Yeah,
as well.
that's pretty cool.
I know people are probably thinking, well, what about those pull-down beds that come out of the roof?
They're called the power. Which one? The Power Salon.
Yeah,
Is that what, I was
those
looking at
kind
a
of
couple.
any of those kind of models. I'm sure that would be great for somebody. Again, I think they're great for little kids. You've got
Yeah.
a weight problem
Well,
with those.
The one we saw.
They don't look comfortable.
The one we saw on the Forest River Black Diamond edition.
Oh, that was, yeah.
I think the weight limit on that was only 200 pounds.
I think it was 150.
Maybe 150.
But they don't look that comfortable. And then
No.
we're kind of talking about the bunk bed idea again. So what we've talked over and over again, what's the best way to move forward on this to have people come and go would be pull-out couches
Well, and then
a
also-
good dinette. But if we don't get the dinette, if I could just say real
go
quick, we have seen other models that have this sort of little pull-out
Yeah,
table and 4 chairs can sit around it. Or you can put that away and push in the table, and there's space that you could put another,
an air mattress.
an air mattress,
Yeah.
maybe one of those, double tall
Yeah.
air mattresses. So again, versatility is what we're looking for.
The other, just on that note, I've seen the Power Salon bunk that comes down. So you have the couch, the L shape makes a bed, and then you have another couch that makes another bed, and then the bunk comes down. You lose a ton of storage.
Well, that's the next thing we're looking for. If we're going to be more full timing it and be gone longer, we need storage, and that those pull outs or pull downs, they
Yeah.
really take away a lot of that.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
I really need how we do it now, just even for the shorter trips, the full the ones that are above the dinette and the couches, that the storage that happens up there, that's all our food.
Yeah.
Unless there's a pantry or something. I've seen those too. But really what they put in they're beautiful kitchens, and we're looking for nice finishes,
Yes.
the Corian or granite countertops, those kinds of
The
things.
solid
Yeah.
surface, yeah.
But, we really need,
Stainless sinks, things like that, right?
well, that's, we prefer that, and that's
Yeah.
what they're putting out there.
Yeah, that's a lot
But
of it.
storage is the key, and anything they put around the kitchen area, that's for your plates and pots
Yeah.
and pans. You got to think, where am I putting the food? And they've sort of thought, oh, well, I'll put a bed up there that comes down. Well, where am I going to put my food?
Right, it's all gone.
So that's
There's no
sort
place
of
to
where
store it.
we've gone. We've really thought that issue through.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the finishes in there,
Well,
besides the countertop.
Yeah, I think the finishes all have to be kind of really nice and light for us.
Well, one thing I get a lot of conversation going on Facebook, actually, is people are like, who is designing this stuff that it looks like it's all beige and brown?
Yeah.
And, there's some lovely models.
And you can say that it's a neutral palette.
Yeah.
That's one way to think about it.
I think of bland and bland.
Yeah.
And we tend to add some pop to it with colors and pillows and whatever. But, we've seen some great models that are a bit more into the glass, what do you call it? The glass...
The glass tile.
Tile in the
Yeah, those look
backsplash.
really nice. Yeah.
Whites and...
Stainless steel.
Residential refrigerators
Yeah.
definitely need that for full timing.
Nice convection oven
And
stainless.
not all just cherry and oak. And,
No.
I've seen some, maybe this will get a little dated, but I kind of like this sort of darker... It's mahogany, but it's sort of a blackish tone to it,
that
with
looks
the
really
grays
nice.
and
Yeah.
beige or whites with that. And it's just a different look,
It's a different
So
look.
I'm keeping my eye out for some of those.
I mean,
And
too
it doesn't
often-
have to look gaudy,
Well, and too often, the people who are designing, and I'm not trying to get rag on anybody, it's just a helpful thing.
We're so worried
but it's
about
all
that.
sponge painted. looking.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
wallpaper, the wall board that they use, it's got that textured.
It's not
spongy thing.
$19.99 anymore.
No, and I don't know any house that I've been into that sponge paints
Not too
anymore.
many anymore.
Nothing on the
It's
design
sort of a
shows or
dated
anything.
look.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're looking to try to find something different that we will hopefully could say, yeah, I'm going to like that 5-10 years from now.
Yeah.
And I do agree with going neutral, but it doesn't always have to be brown and beige.
Well,
I
and
think
you also
can go a little different.
If you look at our video that you've posted, a tour of our RV on YouTube, you've taken a very neutral canvas and brightened it up.
Yeah, and that's how we enjoy our space. Yeah. But, it's just something I'm keeping an eye out in the whole wish list for that. So definitely, nice flow, nice finishes. It's going to be our home. So these are things I would look for if I was buying a house, and this is my other house.
Well, you just wanted like a very residential feeling to everything.
Yeah. So getting back into, we get to, by losing the bunks, that's going to buy us some more space with the couches and all of that.
And I think that helps us with the layout, too, because I think a lot of, if you go through, and it doesn't matter the manufacturer, except for the Winnebago Journey 39N that I used to love. But everything has the kitchen in the middle because of the way the bunks are.
Right.
Once you get into a bunkhouse, that's unless you're talking like a travel trailer or something, a fifth wheel. The bunkhouse model, it all seems very, very similar. The bunks are opposite the bathroom. The kitchen's right next to the bunks. Away, and it's very much like what we have. I think it's a very standard look that they.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't want to make any jump. That I want something different,
right?
And flexible, versatile,
and you get more versatility.
Yeah, and more bang for our buck.
Yeah,
because we're really trying to stretch the dollar on this. So taking out the bunks, that takes you typically back to the bedroom, bathroom area. Big thing right now, if you don't have the bunks, is that enables like a bath and a half, which is sort of this big thing right now.
It's a big thing.
Neal and I are not interested in that. To me, that's more that can break.
More to clean.
And I think more to clean. And I think we can. We've always managed with one bathroom plus the whatever showers and bathrooms at any park we've gone to, and some of them are beautiful. And we all get ready faster. Having an extra toilet really.
I'd rather have the storage space.
I'd rather have the storage.
If you have like a central bathroom, like maybe a little bit bigger than what we have now, and you were able to go ahead and have and not have that bath and a half. There's usually a half bath up front and a full bath in the back, in the rear. And to me, that'd be a great wardrobe area.
Yeah, to me, it's just sort of going to be wasted space for this extra bathroom, especially when you can go use the facilities at the RV campground. Yeah. So
some people might like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That might be on your box.
It's a personal choice.
Totally.
Come with the bathroom. A big thing for us is, and this is again, we need a bigger bathroom. What we have right now with these big children of ours, we just hardly fit in the bathroom. I mean, it's a decent layout enough. I struggle to, and I'm 5'7", medium size 8 person. I don't know how the boys prefer to go and use the facilities.
Well, they do, yeah.
Because they're 6'2", 4". They're tall. So
they're like 6.
We have a tall
6'2",
shower,
6'4".
but it's not. It doesn't work.
No, they go to wherever we're at. They go to the shower house.
Even if I had like sort of a couple feet diameter all the way around and everything, just a little more breathing space and some more. Storage area would be fantastic.
I mean, I'm 6'6", and I have a hard time.
You are not 6'6".
I am not 6'6".
You're 5'9".
If I'm lucky.
If on a good day in heels. So, and a silly request for me would be in the shower. I would love a little seat or bench of some kind. It's a simple thing of just to shave your legs. Come on, women, it's hard to shave your legs in the stand-up showers.
And for a lot of the models we've looked at, that's becoming more standard.
It is.
They have
as long as it's still a bigger shower, so you're not like, here's a seat, now I have even less room to move around. So, and we've done things to, put up the shampoo and all of that, just so that, you can have room, but it's a tight space. So again, if we're dreaming,
perfect world,
this is what we're looking for, and more storage back there, and then
porcelain sinks, more residential feel.
Residential feel, porcelain toilet, the whole thing.
All that.
Our bedroom in the back, I just want to be able to walk around the bed, have lots of storage, a washer dryer, preferably. It wouldn't kill me not to have it.
It would kill me. I want a washer dryer.
I don't think they're very big. I could go either way on that because I love going to the facilities and using 4 or 5 machines and getting laundry done in an hour.
Yep.
So that's sort of where I'm at. So,
and that's a great thing. I would also, though, love to just be able to put a load in and go to the park and come back or whatever.
And going back to the finishes, again, I'm looking for something a little different than the whole neutral palette. But I also, and this is, again, we never want to offend anyone. Sometimes when you're getting into some of these diesels, we've seen that it looks like Vegas in there.
It does.
And that's not the look.
I never understand why the manufacturers,
who's driving these things are 40, 50-year-olds. It really is the largest group. Yeah. And I don't know who wants the Vegas look.
Well, I don't understand the manufacturers why you need a big lighted glassy thing in the middle of your coach.
Of something I wouldn't even put in my house.
No.
So that's just something we've been making sure we keep an eye on, because
That
I wouldn't
bedspreads
feel
and wall
comfortable. I don't
sconces,
need to
it's
lie
like-
down and see myself in the ceiling. I don't
No,
want to.
no.
We'll just leave that up to the imagination.
I've seen a couple that have ceiling fans lately above the bed, and I don't know if
Oh,
that's
you
to
take
me
your
in the
head
middle
off.
of the night. That's an accident.
It's going to happen.
To me,
Definitely going to
I
happen.
don't need any more scarves.
So where we're going with this at this point, I think we've hit all of our big.
Oh no, we got one more.
Oh,
So this is just a problem
Sorry.
in our
That's-
particular unit.
Yeah.
But it's not really a problem. The way our bed is, it's located. Our king bed is located within a slide,
we do want a king bed too.
and we do need a king bed. But it's located within a slide, but for whatever reason, there's windows
Right there by the headboard.
right by their
There's
headboard.
no headboard. The headboard is a window.
So if you have a neighbor next door to you, you hear them. If
Yep.
it's windy, you hear it. If it
Yep.
rains on you, you have it. It's just one of those things. It's not the most.
So we want a
comfortable.
headboard.
A headboard would be nice.
Yeah.
And this is just a perfect world.
Yeah.
Perfect world.
And most do now. I don't know, something about our
A lot of
model.
them do, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are our wishes.
The wishes.
Again, there are things in life that far exceed what our wishes are for an RV, but that's what we're here to talk about today. So what we've been doing in beyond our research, we've been literally having this checklist. We've been going through 2015 and 16 models of all different manufacturers.
We've gone from Forest River and Sport Coach,
Winnebago, Tiffin, higher end ones just for fun, because if you're going to dream, you might as well dream,
We've looked at Monacos and Holiday Ramblers and
Yeah.
Ford Coaches, and I went and looked at Newells. Oh my God, they're beautiful.
So
But that's a
then
lot
we
more.
came back to reality.
Yeah.
And, but we were looking at each model, like what's in the 2015, what's in the 2016, just to see, if we're talking about moving into next year even on this, let's look at what's out right now.
I also want to say we looked at Newmars. I forgot.
Well, you did.
I did. I
Yeah.
like them.
So, just to familiarize, honestly, we went through every single model.
Every single model.
Class A diesel, this is what we're looking for. And, we've come up with something that we're keeping an eye on.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, we found that we are liking very much the 2015 Fleetwood Expedition 40X.
Honestly, the 2014, 15, or 16.
Or 16. Yeah, they're very nice.
Fleetwood 40X.
Expedition.
Expedition, sorry.
Expedition 40X.
40X. I didn't know a whole lot. We're researching right now even
Yeah.
Fleetwoods, because I am not jumping into anything. We've
Nope.
never had a Fleetwood. We've had a Winnebago, and we've had a Coachman.
Yeah.
So, and they're products that we do believe in,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that they've
Oh, yeah.
really done well by us. But Fleetwood, we've talked around, we've asked around, we've talked to dealers, we've done
A lot of people
online
like 'em.
research. A lot of people like
of
them.
people like 'em.
There is some. I don't know what this means, but they can be leaky.
That's
we've
what we heard from someone we know, but
So when
I did talk to somebody, and they assured that a lot of dealers now, what they're doing with all coaches is they're doing like testing on them when they come in anyways to see if it is leaky.
Yeah.
But I think they also mentioned with the new way that they're doing windows, and not the dual pane, but more that single, I forgot the name, but it's like the new type of window that they have, they're less leaky.
Okay.
I don't know what.
And I didn't know what that meant. And there's always going to be naysayers, and every model is different, because you could get the one that was made at 4:00 on a Friday afternoon. So it's getting out there, test driving it, and all of that. So it really, I can't even go through. I would say go take a look at it if you're interested in what we're interested in. The only thing it might be lacking would be the tag axle that you were interested
It doesn't
in.
have the tag
The
axle.
colors are the beige and neutrally kind of look to it, so I would want to add my own personal touches to that. But the price on it, we've seen, it's phenomenal.
No, it's got a
Because
good
we have to
price.
deal with a trade-in here. So we're trying not to have to come up with too much more to offset the difference, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, money.
But, we're looking at, what price range have you seen for these, depending on?
It all depends
For
on the year.
15, I think, is what we're
15, I've
focusing
seen
on.
from 169.9 to 199.9,
So for us,
and that's dealer price.
that's dealer price. So,
So I
it's
don't
all
know.
negotiable.
MSRP is around the 250s on these things. So
Which in some ways helps us with the trade-in, because I'm sure we're going to have to roll in a little bit. But again, it's all got to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's all got to be the right time and the right numbers and the right vehicle. So this is just, after we have done months of research here.
But
this is just, we haven't test driven one. We haven't even gotten to walk into one. We almost were able to a couple weeks ago, and it's sold. So we thought, oh yeah, we'll be able to get in there. Boom, gone.
That's okay.
So we're going to keep an eye out for that. The other thing we've done is we've looked, people said, why don't you look out of state? We've done that. We had a great conversation with someone out of Michigan that was selling one we found online.
Had a nice
and just
conversation
to see
about it, actually. It was
yeah,
nice.
she was really helpful.
Yeah, real helpful.
But then again, we also have a relationship with our dealer here, and, it was sort of 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
It actually, I think, Kathy and I were talking, the dealer here has been great to us, and we have had a good experience with them, and I think, honestly, they'll be able to help us out a lot, too.
Well,
and
and
least
that's,
now we know what we're looking at.
That's something you've got to think
too.
about, though, when you're buying. If you do want to buy out of state, you're losing touch with that relationship that you could have with your local dealer.
Your service.
And we've got such a good relationship with our service, which is a separate entity. But, like whenever we've had any problems, we can call the boss at the dealer, and he takes care of it.
Yeah.
So I would be really nervous going down to Texas, let's say, and nothing against Texas, but being that far away from where
Texas
we bought
to New
it,
York,
it would be huge.
And I really think, too, I had this conversation with a lady that financing is an issue, too.
Right.
Because, she was just mentioning in Michigan, we've got a ton of local Michigan banks if you were an in-state resident. And otherwise, they have to look at the bigger national banks, which is fine, too. But maybe you don't get the best service. Maybe you don't get the best rate. Maybe you don't, it's not as easily done as it could be. So there's a lot of
We've
stuff.
had our loan through a local credit union.
And it's been great.
And in fact, when we got the second one, they called to talk to Neal directly about, and like we had that personal relationship
Yeah,
you
it was
had with
very,
the
very
branch
nice.
manager made it happen.
Yeah.
So you can lose touch with that too. So things you need to think about when you're buying, if you want to get out of state versus local, is all of that. Relationships are everything.
Everything.
And you got to
customer
decide
service, too.
customer service.
Yeah,
Well, I think they were great out there
she
too.
was awesome.
But when it comes down to the bottom line,
I mean, 5 hours away as opposed to 20 minutes.
20 minutes away.
It makes a
These are
difference.
things you got to think
Yeah.
about when you're purchasing. So we're going to keep you posted as we go along, and it's going to be a journey, and we're hoping to, find the perfect vehicle when the perfect time comes along, and we want to take you on that journey. I definitely want to get a video of us,
Totally.
doing some, test driving and stuff like that. So
There'll be
we'll
videos
keep
on the
you
YouTube.
posted.
But we'd love to hear from you guys too.
Give me some feedback on this model. Anyone that has one, knows one, give us a call or email or whatever.
Email us at rvglampingadventures@gmail.com or also a message on Facebook.
Right. And
Or Twitter.
how can they get a hold of it? Give it the whole rundown.
You can get a hold of us, and I've already given the email, rvglampingadventures@gmail.com. You can read Kathy's excellent blogs on www.rvglampingadventures.com. You can see us on Twitter at
RV Glampers, Instagram, RV Glampers,
and Facebook, RV
Facebook.
Glamping Adventures.
Right, find us there.
Oh, YouTube. RV
And
Glamping
YouTube,
Adventures.
RV Glamping Adventures. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a great week.
Have a great week, guys.